Hello everyone and welcome back to Amity Blue. My name is Nazy and I hope that everyone's day is starting off to a great start. Today I'm going to be sharing another journaling spread. I filmed this spread the same day that I filmed my previous one because I wanted to show you guys a different way that you can use book pages in your journaling. I wanted to also create a more simpler layout that required less materials and showcased the simplicity of paper. Paper is something that we paper lovers obviously adore and use every single day, or try to at least. I know we all live busy lives and we can't sometimes get to be creative every day, but I know that if you're a journaler, scrapbooker, card maker, you love using paper in your crafty projects. So for my journaling spread, you can see that I created a trio of circles that I punched out with a 1-inch circle punch, and I'm actually taking a napkin right now, which is one of my favorites. I think I got this as a gift, I believe, on my birthday. My little siblings gifted me a little set of different napkins with different designs that they helped pick out to use as decoupage, which is absolutely darling. So not only is it beautiful, it holds a very special meaning in my heart. So I'm trimming a little square of it, just like I did with that lower paper. It's just some vintage lined paper, and I'm trying to align them so that they don't overlap under each other, so that I can create my little trio of peekaboo circles in my page. And for that last little peekaboo spot, I have some craft colored wax paper that I actually got from a flea market, I believe. But I ended up changing my mind and going for this music paper. Music paper just has a special place in my heart. It looks so delicate and beautiful already that it's just the perfect decorative paper to use. And now I am actually changing my spread to a different page. This is something that I do a lot when I'm journaling. Sometimes I find another page throughout my journal that works better for the spread, and I decided to move it to this page because I thought the colors went better together. If you pay attention to the left, you see pinks, blues, creams, and that really goes well with the colors of the florals on the napkin, the colors of the music paper. Just those patinas of the creams and the whites really go well together. And I just think that on this page it looks just aesthetically more pleasing. So now I am taping and gluing down my little napkin on the opening of my little circle punch out. I added the lined paper at the bottom. I used a couple bits of tape, just normal simple tape that you would use for any craft project. Or you could even use washi tape. For instance, if you don't have a napkin or if you don't have a particular scrapbook paper in mind, you can take just some normal white paper and just cover it with your favorite washi tape just many times until the whole circle is covered. And that would work out beautifully as well. I actually think I'm going to do that. I'm going to save it, take a note of it, because I love that idea. So I'm going to use it later on in my journal. So you might see that later on when I do the finished flip through. So now I'm just trimming it to size, and once again reaching for my trusty handy glue stick, that just a simple one that you'd use in primary school. I am gluing every little bit and corner of that paper so that I can adhere it to my actual journaling page. If you are using a napkin, make sure to not tug where the napkin is, as it can easily rip and basically break apart, and that's not fun. So definitely be careful if you are using a napkin or tissue paper. But now I'm just making sure that every little piece is adhered onto the page. And for those of you thinking, Nazy, you just covered up an entire writing page. I know, I did, but you'll see what I'm going to do later so that I can journal on top of that. Now you could, of course, easily Mod Podge or add some white paint to the side and then journal on top of that, but I decided to just recycle what I originally had on my desk, which was that craft wax paper that I talked about previously. I wanted to incorporate it because I loved the look of it. I thought it looked vintage but still slightly modern because it's wax paper. Even though it's an item that has been used for years and years, it's a very modern way of journaling on wax paper instead of lined paper or just regular writing paper. So it's an easy and simple way to add some pizzazz to your journal and a little bit more quirkiness to it without going above and beyond and creating a more difficult layout like the one I showed previously a couple days ago. So now that I have glued that on to the side, as you can see, that's going to be my writing space. I wanted to keep with that craft colored vintage vibe, and I found this super old paper, very creamy. It's kind of orange showing up on camera, from an old scrapbook, just completely bare. It had no scrappings inside of it, which I was so sad. When you are a journal maker and you find a scrapbook that has absolutely nothing inside, it breaks your heart into pieces. We love the scraps, we love the ephemera, but either way, it's still going in my journal. It's still serving as a special memory. And now I'm actually going through my sticker collection. I am pretty picky when it comes to stickers. I prefer more delicate vintage floral stickers over those really bright cartoon type of stickers. But I decided to use this beautiful black and white rose that was a little bit transparent, and I fell absolutely in love with it. I don't know why, but for some reason it reminded me of the movie The Black Dahlia. It has nothing to do with my journaling, but it reminded me of it. And I got the sticker from this Maggie Holmes sticker paper pad. I got it from Hobby Lobby. I believe it's $20, but you can use a coupon, of course, and it becomes a lot more affordable. But you get so many stickers, and they're amazing because you get phrases, you get florals, labels. Pretty much you can use the sticker book for the rest of your journaling, and you'd be content. And actually, something really special that happened is while I was filming this, the delivery man came and I received this parcel. It was a little bit of some happy mail that I gifted myself. I've recently gotten into knitting and I bought myself a fringe project bag, and I wanted to buy some pins to decorate it with. It is from an Etsy seller from, I'm not sure if it was Ukraine or Russia. I will leave her shop in the screen, link it below, and I also show it on that little piece of paper. But she wrapped her beautiful ceramic heart pin in some music paper and included her little business card on some recycled paper, and I fell in love with the packaging, so I wanted to keep it in my journal. So now I'm taking a little scrap piece of floral paper that I cut off from a little children's book from the borders. Sometimes you have decorative borders on the edges of the pages. I trimmed that out. It kind of looks like washi tape if you ask me. And then I glued my little piece of paper where I punched that beautiful folk design out, and the little punch that I used to make that design I actually got from a thrift store, so I do not know where to get it, either online or in the store, but you can definitely just Google like folk punch out or floral punch out, and I think something similar would come up. And now I'm taking some vellum that I used my typewriter on, some leftover one that I had from, I believe, the Heirloom Envelopes collection, and it says love and peace, which obviously that would be perfect for the journaling spread, since I tend to say I hope that your day is filled with love and peace. So I wanted to include that into my trio of treasures. So everything kind of became aligned. The stars were aligned in the universe for this journaling spread because I wanted to journal about simple treasures, and it turned out to be perfect because of the beautiful little heart treasure from the ceramic pin that arrived as I was doing my journaling spread. And then going back and looking at the papers that I used, every single paper in that trio of circle punch outs represents something important to me. The music paper was when I went with my partner to a flea market, and I basically took a trunk full, he has a truck, of goodies from the flea market, and that was when he first found out about my crazy paper addiction. The middle one were the beautiful napkins that my siblings gifted to me, and the last one was the black and white flower, which represented myself when I moved from my parents' house. This is what I was journaling on the spread, was the love and appreciation that I have now from simple treasures. I moved out from my parents' house, I believe, a year ago, so I've been a year on my own with my partner. I see my parents almost every day, so it hasn't hit me that hard, but I really lost some of my happiness when I moved because my family meant everything to me, but I knew it was a step that I had to take in my life, and I took it, and now that flower has been filled with color. But I wanted it to represent about that certain time, how I felt, and how even when you feel sad or low, it can always, your flower will always bloom again, and it can always be colored back in. So your flower doesn't stay black and white forever. And that's why I wanted to include that beautiful, colorful washi representing my transition to color again. So I believe that is it to the journaling spread. I kept it simple, or at least simple to myself. I didn't plan anything. I just opened my journal and wanted to get my feelings out onto paper and obviously decorate it along the way. I hope that you guys enjoyed and it gave you some inspiration on those days when perhaps you're not feeling so great or you don't have that much to journal about. You want it to be simple, special, and obviously meaningful. Here is the little business card, Ceramics by Vita. I hope that you go check her out on Etsy. As you can see, she's an amazing ceramic artist. I'm going to definitely be ordering more from her. And I hope that this has inspired you to journal about the simple treasures in your life. So I hope that you guys have an amazing day with peace and love, and I will see you guys soon. Bye-bye.